Anything we can help you with, sir?
What was that?
Anything we can help you with?
I'm sorry, I don't answer questions.
So we can't help you with anything?
That's a question. I don't want to answer any questions. I don't want to answer any questions. I was just going to sit here and keep quiet, but since you decided to contact me and ask me a question, can I get your name and badge number?
No.
You're refusing to give me your name and identification number?
Sure am.
All right, then I'll talk to the... I will. You contacted me. You started talking to me.
You're not detained and you are free to leave, so I don't have to...
I'm free to leave? I'm free to stay.
100%.
Hold on. Do you have a name badge on?
No.
Do you have a business card?
No.
It's okay. I'll get the information I need. Very unprofessional.
I wanted to talk to somebody about one of your patrol officers.
Okay.
I know a lot of your deputies here. They know me. They've always been nice, cordial, everything. But
what happened?
There was a traffic stop, and I stayed.
Are you making one now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, this is for my records.
It's nice to know that I'm being recorded.
Yeah. Best behavior. No, anyways, I'll make it a long story short. All right. I know deputies have their own thing going on as far as their personalities and stuff like that. Most deputies in San Clemente that I've come in contact with that know me, know what I do, you know, let me film.
Sure.
Don't even interact until after their job done. I don't want to interact with them until their job's done. If they want to talk, they can talk. I don't want to interfere or anything like that. Wasn't going to say a word to deputies. Neither of the two deputies there I had previous interactions with. Don't believe they know me. Maybe that's why I got the attitude I got, but it upset me. Okay. And I know deputies are human.
Would they say something specifically?
Specific. It's just the ego, the attitude. They conducted a traffic stop. C. MATHIS saw me recording. Asked if he can help me, and I'm like, you know, no, I don't want to answer any questions. Like that's my normal go-to, right. Especially with deputies I don't know, because I do. I want to see how they react to that. But since I hadn't interacted with these two deputies before, you know, I wanted to see how they would react to me not answering any questions. Just wanted my own business, document the traffic stop.
Sure.
Didn't want to interact in any way. Yeah. And I wanted to see how they conducted themselves and their views towards being watched, being recorded, scrutinized, oversight, whatever you want to call it. And I said,
I'm guessing it didn't go well.
It didn't really go bad.
Okay.
But I could sense right away that there was a little animosity there. You know.
I think some of the guys are a little intimidated when they're being videoed. And
just like anybody. Just like anybody. No.
It is what it is.
And I half expected it, especially since I hadn't interacted or I don't know this deputy on a personal basis. Not that I know any of your deputies on a real personal basis. A couple of them I do. They come into my work all the time. But try to make a long story short, I know you're busy, is he asked me twice if he could help me. And I said, no, man, I don't want to answer any questions. I just want to do what I'm doing. And he looks at me and he kind of puffs his chest. Oh, you're just one of them nosy neighbors, aren't you? I'm like, excuse me? And I'm like, the way he said it too, he was being sarcastic, unprofessional in my opinion. Everybody's got their own opinion. I could hear the way he was talking to his traffic stop, totally different than the way his attitude towards me. And I said, excuse me? I'm like, you know, that's uncalled for. Can I get your name, please? Since you interacted with me, I wasn't going to say nothing. But it's now that you interacted with me and we have we opened the door communications and you addressed me, I would like your name, employee number, or badge number. No. And he put his hand like this. I'm like, don't you have a nameplate, name badge on? Can I get your name? No, I don't. He obviously did, but he covered it up his hand. He goes, no, I don't have one. I'm like, what? I'm like, it's standard. It's standard uniform. Every deputy I know, you have your clip on. most of them are printed and, or sewn in. I'm like, okay, well, after like 5-6 minutes of just keeping my mouth shut and just documenting, finally during the interaction, he had to move his hand to have somebody write the ticket, sign the ticket or whatever. So I caught it with my camera. It was MATHIS. And I just thought it was very unprofessional.
Here's
nothing gross,
here's
nothing.
what I recommend.
Okay.
We have a website, OCSD.com.
Well familiar. Org. Yeah.
And you can find a complaint form on there.
Okay.
And that way it goes through the division. It'll come back to me, potentially. depending on what the department wants to do. So please fill one of those out. And we'll take a look at it, and hopefully we
I
can
would
look
like,
at the video.
if I do decide to do that, which I'm leaning towards, just because I can be a little spiteful. I admit that. Okay, I can be a little spiteful. I mean, it's come on.
But we deal with things like that all the time, and it's not. We shouldn't be unprofessional. And here, the direction we can go with this, you can fill out the form. That's fine. I also have the option to talk to him myself. So it's up to you if you want to handle it on this level, or if you want to go ahead and input it in. It's completely up to you how you want to handle it, or if you want to do both. That's fine. But
one thing I do want, if I do decide to,
but still, we're not getting your perspective.
Yeah.
So it's important to.
If I decide I do want to do a written complaint and make some documentation, whether it's sustained or not down the line is irrelevant. And I want there to be some paperwork involved, I would like his employer badge number.
Sure.
He would not give it to me. How do I go about getting that?
I can. You want to email me?
I would be more than happy to email you.
That business card out. It's here somewhere. Okay. So this is all my information. My email address is on here.
I don't know. Well, LaBelle Marvin seemed
Go ahead and
to be
email me. All right.
I appreciate that.
I'm sorry you had a bad experience.
No, like I said, it's minor, it's petty, but it just rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, it was shocking to me because I've never seen that or felt that attitude projected towards me just for documenting, a stops, which I really haven't been doing lately. He could have been having a bad day, or in my opinion, again, this is just my perspective and opinion, that's an attitude that could cause problems in the community down the line. I mean, did this guy just come out of corrections and now is on patrol and he hasn't got out of that mindset from dealing with the prison, the jail population to everyday citizens that he's serving?
You're right. We're all human. Sometimes we have bad days, and I wasn't there. I apologize. I can't tell you what he was thinking. I don't know what your proximity was to him.
I would actually, to his partner, like a little younger guy that was actually doing a consented a vehicle search with consent in the vehicle. I was pretty close to him.
Sometimes we're going to ask you to
back up a buffer zone.
Give a little space just for safety.
No,
he's got to watch him, and it's a big job if you have to if you're that close.
Exactly.
So
and I realized at the how close I was. Yeah.
But at the same time, we may ask you to back up just.
And if a deputy asks for a little buffer zone, which is perfectly legal, perfectly safe, perfectly everything. I always comply with that. I mean, I've been on traffic stops where they've asked me, "Hey, can you give me a little space?" Say, "Hey, no problem. 5-10 feet. You think that'd be cool?" He's like, "Oh, sure, Tom, no problem." I have a pretty good relationship. I feel with a lot of the deputies in South Orange County. So, but it's good.
Tom,
I've never met you.
What's your last name, Tom?
Do I have to tell you right now?
You don't have to tell me.
I know.
You don't.
I know I don't. I'm just messing with you. If you want to see the video, just if you go to lunch and you're just curious, granted you could. It's like a 18-minute video because this was a long traffic stop because they did a lot. But the interaction I was referring to happens within the first few minutes. The rest is just boring. But and at the end, I because I was a little personally peeved at the attitude I got, I might have said, I called him an asshole or whatever, you know. It's like, he's a jerk or he's an asshole. Because come on, I mean,
I get it.
you know,
I get it.
I give, have I been nothing but respectful and cordial with you? Because right away I sense you're an okay guy, you're just here, you want to know what's going on, you know, you're laughing, you have a lighthearted, you know. Exactly. This is the type of talk and interactions I have with the majority of the deputies in South Orange County I come in contact with.
That's good to hear.
That deputy that day in that situation, I could just sense he did not like what was going on.
Might have been threatened by the proximity.
Possibly.
So I don't. Again, I don't know. I can't.
My biggest, and I understand that, and we're all human. My biggest issue was, I would say politely, but I guess I was a little miffed. So I may have come across a little assertive, which people I didn't like. But the fact that he purposely covered up his name, and when I asked him, can I get your name, employee ID or badge number, in case I didn't say in case I wanted to file a complaint. Can I just get it? He said no. I'm like, what? You don't have a name badge? I mean, it's covered. No. Do you have a card? No. So I mean, it was.
You might not have a card.
Well, I know that, but you know, I kept throwing out questions, just trying to get some, you know, identifying information. And had I not stayed and recorded the whole thing, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to catch his Sonon name.
But no, you have this same opportunity all the time.
Yeah.
So you're able to talk to me anytime. So.
It's a lot easier if I have a name to talk to you about it than if you have to go, okay, traffic stop was where, around what time, what car number, this, and you have to do all this.
No, agreed. And now you have my business card.
Yeah,
So
and I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll let you get back to work.
Okay.
I vented enough,
Okay.
but I'll send you an email.
You know, the majority of our deputies are in good spirits all the time, and you know, we do our best to be professional. Maybe bad night, proximity, a couple things coming into play. I don't know. What was he wearing that you thought was not appropriate?
Because of the stigma involved in the patch he had sewn on his tactical vest,
What was on there?
it was a black and white. It wasn't even a colored replica flag. It was a black and white imitation American flag with a bright blue line across it. A lot of people in the community consider that a gang flag. You know, don't cross the blue line against the, between the police and other individuals.
No, we are the blue line.
Yeah.
The line between good and evil.
Good and evil, but people see there's a lot of people out there that think that blue line represents you don't cross it when another officer does something bad.
Absolutely not.
There's a divide between people and
I've been in
police.
this business for 22 years. I'm telling you right now, that is never something I've even heard of.
Lines divide. Why would you want to divide?
I mean, you have the firemen; they've got their red line.
Their red line.
You've got the military with their green line.
Yeah.
You know, so there's no division there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the law enforcement profession.
Right. But no, that as far as I know, I've never heard that term. But that's what it stands for. It's just we are that line, and we're kind of the divide between good and evil.
Videos uploaded by the Junkyard News are helped in part by viewers just like you. Don't want to miss a video or a story? Make sure to check us out and like us on Facebook at The Junkyard News.